Let's take a step back and think about the programming that many of us grew up with as children. Compliance, acquiescing, striving for perfection, being the good girl. For high-achieving women, pleasing others was synonymous with meeting our survival instinct for attachment. But as we evolve and enter our teenage years, our brains are programmed to start seeking not just attachment, but also the opposite, individuation, autonomy. And guess what? Our old go-to strategy no longer works because there are too many stakeholders to please everyone, especially as a girl. Predictably, chaos begins. Our bodies are stressed, and temporary fixes like sugar soothe it, but only for about 20 minutes before the stress returns. Add on to this stress college admission tests and GPAs and boyfriends and sports, and well, there you have it.
Again and again in nature, from the very most ancient bacteria to more recent species, they go through a juvenile phase of hostile competition to establish themselves. And when they find that it is cheaper and more efficient and more beneficial for everyone to feed your enemy rather than fighting them, then we are on the way to the new civilization we're all looking for.
They're working every day. Cells in the digestive system are taking the food and breaking it down and making products out of it. Cells of the immune system are taking their job of protecting the system. Respiration system is making sure fresh oxygen is being delivered.
And then the caterpillar reaches a certain stage of growth. And at that stage of growth, it just stops eating. It can't take in anymore at this point. If you were a cell in that caterpillar body at that time, you would look around and say, oh God, our world is coming to an end. These cells have the interesting name called imaginal cells. And these imaginal cells come up with new visions. And what happens is, in the midst of all this chaos, when all the other cells are running around thinking the end of the world is coming, the new imaginal cells are laying out new ideas, new visions, a new plan, a new scheme, a new way of life. And around these ideas, the cells reorganize and they start to create new massive organizations to create something much more fabulous than the previous system. A system that is much more sustainable, a system with a higher level of evolution. So there's a transition from an old world of caterpillar with an old belief system and an old way of life that was no longer sustainable.
And therefore, you have two choices in this world right now. You can retain your caterpillar status and go, oh my God, the sky is falling, and be in fear. Or you can say, the caterpillar is going, I want to build the butterfly. Why? Because if I become active and, positive in the process of building the butterfly, I'm engaged, I'm working, we're creating the future. If I sit there and bemoan the loss of the caterpillar, then I'm making myself sick and everything around me. Why? I'm not contributing to our evolution. And so, where are we? We're at the demise of the caterpillar stage of civilization and the rise of the butterfly.
What we have to recognize is that all this crisis, etc., is not outside of consciousness. If we look at biological evolution, all big evolution is preceded by a catastrophe right now. From being overly concerned with the negative emotions and the rational mind to listen to the values.
But where are we going? We are retaining the values we cherish: attachment, connection, high performance, and we're going to combine them with new strategy. The new strategies will foster self-compassion, assertion of our true needs through nonviolent communication, and balance our individuation with meaningful connection. The new strategies will sustain us through our next level of evolution.